In a galaxy we truly hoped was distant, far, far away, there emerged a spectacle that defied all reason and taste. Behold, the tragedy known as Ahsoka, a show so abysmal that even Jar Jar Binks would beg for mercy. From the creators who gave us the genius of Star Wars, Clone Wars, and the brilliance of Star Wars Rebels, comes a sequel that makes Ewoks singing like Shakespearean soliloquies. Ahsoka,
5 more
a showcase.
paragraphs, by the way.
Oh my god, this is too much. But you know what? So
I'm
is the
looking
show.
at it as you're reading.
Is this slow? Oh, is this? Am I talking too much? Welcome to Ahsoka, guys. Welcome to the show. This is like guys. What's up, everyone?
Just gonna read that until someone says
I'm Major.
And I'm Robbie.
Matt.
And today, if you hadn't guessed already, we're going to talk about the third episode of Ahsoka, which I thought was the best because it was the shortest.
That's what she said.
Buzzing.
That's what she did. So yeah, Ahsoka. Some more things happened in this episode that you would have had to see Star Wars Rebels to understand and appreciate. But
is this is like walking into Endgame, right? Like I was talking to my wife about this because she hasn't seen Rebels. She barely remembers any of Clone Wars. But this is like walking into Endgame. Like you have to have so much backstory, and they don't tell you a single thing.
Yeah, they just hope you've seen it all.
They heard the backlash from the Book of Boba Fett, and like I feel like someone went, like Dave Filoni went in there and was like, cut out all of the flashback scenes, get rid of all the back to tanks, get rid of all the flashback scenes. What did you guys think about this episode?
Well, let me think how it started. I had like a really uneventful starting, or intro. It was just Ahsoka watching Sabine train with the robot dude. I want to talk about
that. 3 minutes. I went back. I looked at the time. I looked at like from 2:30 to like 5:30. Let's call it 6 for Ahsoka. Right? Then you're like 3 minutes, 3.5. That's not that long, bro. On a 30-minute episode, that's 10% of the show. We watched Ahsoka tapping Sabine on the shoulder.
Yeah, so it was definitely an inferior training montage from when Luke was fighting that floating softball in A New Hope.
Is this worse than Rey Skywalker floating a bunch of rocks?
Yes.
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 Because this one,
I'd rather have the slow build up instead of just suddenly I have this mastered.
Well, I get upset with how we're like busting into the whole Japanese thing now too. Like,
oh my gosh,
we're doing a keto.
First J-pop, now tentacles. Dude, I think I know what's on next episode, and it is not age appropriate for kids.
But like, apparently, Jedi's and Aikido training is the same thing now.
What is that? I thought this was a galaxy far, far away. In a galaxy far, far away, you don't have the same samurai jargon.
Well, I guess the issue is the only people left watching are the weeaboos, anyways. So you have to keep them interested.
Is Dave Filoni not a genius? Dave Filoni was hailed as a genius for like a decade. Should he have just like literally capped his hat and like walked off into the sunset? Because this
he should have gone to fix Star Trek.
Garbage.
Well, here's the issue. I blame Disney. I blame Disney with, trying to have 4 shows of Star Wars every year. Disney is trying to make as much money as they can off this IP right now. And this is what you're getting. Even if you have geniuses, it's going to take some time to write. Look at True Detective. HBO rushed True Detective season 2, and then it was 3 or 4 years before we saw season 3. Sometimes geniuses just need time.
But Disney is like, let's go ahead and just call it an infinite money pool, right? And they do have billions and billions of dollars. Like in a galaxy far, far away with literally hundreds of thousands. I mean, like, don't forget, there's a whole Legends universe you just threw in the recycling bin on your Microsoft Windows 96 computer that you could just pull from if you get bored. But like, don't you have enough money to hire 4 writing rooms and create 4 awesome Star Wars TV shows a year?
But it's the same thing with Marvel. What do we complain about when we watch the Marvel shows?
Again, it's a lack of quality. I'm just saying
it's the writing.
I'm saying, like, we're just like over here, like we're like, oh, like slow down, slow down, Disney. Like, you know, the writing can't keep up, but like they really could. Like, it's really not that hard to write better shit, right? It might come down to pay, which is what we're seeing, like with this whole strike thing or whatever. All right, like maybe they just don't want to pay good writers.
I can't speak to Star Wars specifically, but I know in the Marvel universe, a lot of what Disney does is they pre-render all the battle scenes and then have the writers write around that. And, you know, is that happening here too? Because there are times I've noticed, just like in Secret Invasion, where the shot, the frame, it seems very like rushed, but it also seems very empty. Just like in Secret Invasion when they're running into the hospital and there's only 3 people, you know.
Apparently that was all reshot. Like apparently in Secret Invasion. So Marvel has this uncanny ability to write natural real world catastrophes. Like they had, like Falcon the Winter Soldier was supposed to be like a worldwide virus, and then they had to rewrite that because there was a worldwide virus.
Some historical.
Something happens. We can't remember what it was called, but like, and then in this one, apparently Russia was supposed to invade Ukraine or something like that, and then like, whoops a daisy, like Russia invaded Ukraine. Like, hey, Marvel, take a step back and maybe like make some, like you have Madripoor, you have. Just make up a place. Why does it have to be like? Dude, how dumb do you have to be to get bit twice by real life?
Where are the X-Men? But anyways,
they're spaghettified. Yeah, they got killed by Mama Vision.
But
well, to go back to your like the Japanese influence, Major, I think George Lucas has said many times that he was definitely inspired by
Yojimbo
films.
Inspired, stole, tomato.
The Hidden Fortress, I think, was a major inspiration. I think like C3PO and R2D2 were based off 2 characters.
Now, what samurai legend is this General Greenface based off of?
Syndulla?
Yeah.
Probably some Japanese demon.
Yo, that is some of the worst costuming I've seen.
Thank you.
Ahsoka's hair. That looks literally just like green paint, like a cosplay. It looks like some, like I don't know if someone got obsessed with OnlyFans, like on the writer strike, and like give this girl bangs and like put this girl in just green like body paint.
I've gone to a Comic-Con with better looking Twi'leks than what I'm seeing here, and it is distracting. It is between Ahsoka's hair and Syndulla's face. You know, it looks very childish as well. You know, I don't know if it's just not translating, but
Can we talk about her child? What is up? Like, did whoever is writing Star Wars, I know we're gonna.
He has green hair.
They're so stupid. I'm sorry. A green woman makes a white baby with green hair. Like, what part of genetics?
That's from Rebels.
Oh, I know who Kanan. I know who
is he adopted?
His father's
no,
Kanan.
It's Ezra.
It's not Ezra. It's Kanan.
Yeah, no, it's Ezra's kid.
It's not Ezra's kid. It's Kanan's
Yes,
kid.
it is.
Just imagine.
It's Ezra's kid?
Sorry.
I was like, wait a second. I was like, Ezra. I was like, wait a second. I don't remember that scene.
Kanan, yeah, Kanan.
It'd be funny if her husband was also a Twi'lek and he saw the baby come out white. He's like, what
White,
the hell?
Is it a boy or a girl? I'm just hoping it's black.
So I don't even remember how this episode really opened, because I think the first thing I really remember is Syndulla arguing in front of the General Council. So yeah, you have training montage, and then General Syndulla.
Ahsoka title scene. General Greenface talking to the council.
I was happy to see Mon Mothma because I was like, ooh, Andor season 2 is coming out next year.
Well, so here's the thing though. Here's what bugs me. What bugs the crap out of me is she looks younger than Mon Mothma does in Return of the Jedi.
I have idea when this is taking place, because
this is after Jedi. This is after Jedi.
After Return of the Jedi? Okay.
Yeah.
And she looks...
I loved her in Andor because it was supposed to be before A New Hope. You know...
Well, how much time passed between A New Hope and Return of the Jedi?
32 years.
32 years?
32 years is when Legends starts taking place.
32 years.
Well, I thought like Luke was like
it's,
I don't know, like
it's
teenager at the end of
terrible.
It's 7 years after. So we don't know how much time
We looked up online last week, and it's somewhere between 5 BBY and 9 BBY. But this is just
Yeah.
like how like bad the writing is. Like, I think they're afraid. I think Sony burned them. Sony screwed Disney so hard, screwed Marvel so hard in Spider-Man 2 with that 2023 scene that like messed up canonically, like messed up the entire universe of like Star Wars or Marvel. And so now I think they're just like afraid to put dates down, or maybe like the more vague they are, the more shit they can just throw in later on in like other seasons. Like I understand, like, yeah, like
fans will keep track.
yeah, right, exactly. Like last week I made this ridiculous statement. I was like, oh, like what if Mark is like Kylo Ren? I'm sorry, what is Kylo Ren negative 15 years old? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too much Disney.
Well, the hologram takes 10 years off, as they say.
Oh, that's a good point. Now, speaking of taking 10 years off, we get a little dogfighting with OnlyFans Kenobi and Merrick. What do you guys like? Yeah, it's like OnlyFans Kenobi, or you like Only Bangs Kenobi better?
I just like the white-haired girl, or I don't know. She's kind of just there.
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. I would prefer it if Ray Stevenson had a bigger part in this episode.
Yeah,
I think
that was the best part of the
TV
show. Was the last scene.
100% they're going to kill him off. They're going to kill him off before this season's over.
Now, watch him get stabbed, just like Sabine, and die.
Because we know the Apprentice is going to live, and we're probably the white-haired Apprentice is probably going to be not evil like the what was her name, Reva in Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it's the exact same thing. They're just copy and pasting the exact same story, and it's the exact same story from Force Awakens too, because they're using a map. They're looking for a secret map to find someone.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
And now it's they're looking for a secret space map to find Thrawn.
Filoni's just like George Lucas. He likes to call back to the previous movies. So
okay, you nerds. Let me ask you this: what's a dumber map? The map from The Rise of Skywalker with the dagger. We have to stay in a specific location and make sure that this giant ship that got destroyed, nothing moves at all, or
no erosion,
nothing like that, or this map that no one can solve, and yet the ball, you just have to move it twice to solve the Rubik's Cube.
And make it into an actual pattern.
Like they're actually that ball. Like you could accidentally just hold that ball, like hand it to someone else, and you hear it move. Like that's so.
If there was
the droid,
they're both mind-numbingly stupid.
The droid himself said it's evaded him. You're telling me he can't just sit there and twist it in so many patterns, quickly, and just run an algorithm really quick, and eventually he's done it 5,000 times and done all the matches. Come on.
You've got those amazing. I was going to say dumbasses. You've got Giorgio Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens trying to slide pieces of paper into 5,000-year-old artifacts, being like, "Look, these stones. You can't even slide a piece of paper through this stone. That's how you know they're aliens." And you're telling me these Jedi can't figure out how to open up this fucking ball? Get out of here! This is. And embarrassingly stupid writing.
Well, she's an artist, and that's why. Because the droid is very not an artist. I don't know.
Maybe you could see the pattern and rotate it, right?
She is special.
So what happened to the training scene? The general lady was not going to get help for Sabine and Ahsoka.
No, she didn't get funding. She should have said that Thrawn was in Ukraine. Then she probably would have gotten access and funding. Topical.
Then they go through the hyperspace portal and they find the ring where the witch lady is. And was she they retconned that, right? She wasn't a witch in The Mandalorian. They just made her a witch so they could bring that character back, right?
They never mentioned that she was a Dathomir witch.
Yeah.
They
just decided she's a witch now, and hopefully no one would notice.
I think we would also, if she said I'm a witch from Dathomir, in that episode, we would be that's contrived writing. So I think it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well, she didn't use any magic to fight Ahsoka in that episode, though.
Yeah, she just could have used some green magic.
So it's just
I thought she was about to pull something too. So she just made.
Yeah. So that's another great point. If she's a Dathomir witch in that fight scene with the staff that she used, wouldn't she have used the Force against Ahsoka? Because Ahsoka was using the Force against her.
Oh my god! this fucking fight scene. How
The
bad is
Metachlorians, though.
Ahsoka
The
as a
Metachlorians.
Jedi? Let's talk about
Thank you.
this.
You need a
during the-
Metachlorian, boost or shot.
Everyone has a midichlorian jab.
Well, this is
so-
the issue I had last 2 episodes too. Is the battles aren't convincing. Rosario Dawson, love her, but she does not flow like a Jedi. She's very blocky, and it's very slow. It's just not. And another thing too, in the training sequence, to even go to there, how she uses the Jedi power to be on the other side of Sabine, and then just slowly walks around and doesn't use any.
It did it once. I thought she was going to do it again.
Keep doing it, and then so. I just
too much fun. All right, so let's talk about so that always pisses me off in like the Star Wars Jedi scenes. So like with last season or the Book of Boba Fett or whatever, or Mandalorian season 3, right? Like the Witch of Dathomir knocks one of Ahsoka's lightsabers away. You have the Force pull that lightsaber back to you. It blows my mind. You're like, oh, I guess that lightsaber's God now. It's like, I don't know, maybe because like, if I could like if I could slam dunk a basketball, yeah, I probably wouldn't spend my entire life slam dunking a basketball. But as someone who can't slam dunk a basketball, I think it would be cool to slam dunk a basketball.
Or even worse, why didn't she use the Force to pull herself back to the ship when she was out in space? After
Thank you.
Dogfight?
No, because we've seen Leia do that. We know
Leia
it's
can do it.
possible.
So
Who
if you,
technically
all right,
wasn't
I'm
a
glad you
Jedi,
brought this
but-
up. I was going to bring this up. So you admit she did not use the Force in space, right? So let me ask you this: in that first flip, when she's flying past, we're gonna get deep into this fucking stupid scene. Ahsoka versus 3 ships, okay? But those 3 ships
Don't fly near her,
by.
stupid.
Those 3 ships fly by,
Maybe
and
stop
Ahsoka
just shooting her.
Ahsoka does a huge arc, and she jumps. She jumps from like the wing to like the center of the plane or whatever. But dude, how is she making that arc? Like, there's no gravity in space. Like, she's not using
I
the
thought she
Force.
had just
Clearly.
jumped up to it.
I mean, like, maybe she's got the core strength of Simone Biles, but like, I don't think that's how space.
And
physics. I don't think that's how.
Also,
physics
I'm
works in
pretty
space.
sure the ships in Star Wars can stand still, so there was no need for them to fly by that ship. They could just like kept their distance. and
Dude,
kept
they
shooting
had
at her.
shields. I like this battle made me realize how much I like Star Trek, like how boring those phaser battles are. But like, you see a phaser and then it hits the shield, and you see all that, and you understand how damage is being taken. With this, Ahsoka's ship got shot 1,000 times with those green little Tic Tacs. And apparently, it did like nothing, no real damage whatsoever.
They were
Here's-
turbo lasers. Isn't that what she called them?
So, yeah. Another thing too.
Lord.
So they broke through the shields. They have no shields. They have no power. Why didn't the 3 remaining snub fighters just shoot at a distance at them and blow them up?
Because the series would be
There's
over.
no. There's
Reason for them to fly
no.
by.
Yeah, you gotta have a proton torpedo on that thing. Come on.
Yeah.
But
How
another thing too.
was
No,
Ahsoka
so
versus 3
I'm-
shields.
I'm gonna get even more deep into this whole dogfight / lightsaber 3. So I think the writers don't truly understand the physics of space and how space is like 3-dimensional. There is no dive because there is no up or down in space. Right. So when she says dive, that means nothing.
Yeah.
Just 90 degrees down.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
They had.
But
no
where's
astronaut
down?
Consultants.
You know what I mean?
Like 90 degrees directly below where you're currently going.
I would love just once in Star Wars, and maybe this happened. Maybe y'all can tell me if it has, but I don't think there's ever been a scene where they've lost gravity on the ship and they're just floating around in the ship.
Yeah, those ships are too small to create their own gravitational fields to begin with.
So
No,
you
so
know,
in Star Wars
Like
there
grav
are
tech.
pieces there are grav tech in, but when they lost power, where's the grav tech?
Yeah.
yeah. So
Why
I
aren't they
don't think
floating?
I've never seen anyone.
Why
float
isn't the hair
Battery
moving?
outside a ship in
backup,
Star
maybe.
Wars? Yeah.
You know what show did do that? The Expanse.
Yeah, because
Mm.
they were doing.
All right.
That was called
Show.
hard sci. That was called what's called hard sci.
Hard sci-fi. Yeah. This is called fluff.
Dude, especially
Yes,
after
I
this
think it's called
episode, I've been
space
seeing
opera.
like a bunch of similarities to Star Citizen, especially with space whales.
Purgle. But so you get the snub fighters that aren't doing anything, and then you get these like tank-like lasers that are just like artillery pieces that can't do anything.
Why were they exploding literally right next to the ship?
Shield.
Okay.
It was the shield. So
Okay.
the shield is invisible.
Hot armor.
But when it does go through, why don't they shoot it again?
That's a good point. Okay, so I do like the World War One aspects. Like, how fucking stupid and cool did those bad guy planes look? Like with the big circles in the middle, like those World War One, like those were like World War One fighter planes without the propellers in the middle. Like those look cool and so stupid.
They reminded me of ships from the first prequel. They kind of looked like they're from Naboo or something, you know?
They look like they
little snub fighters.
Now this is TIE fighting. Now this is pod racing. That's it.
Now that's what I call pod racing. Volume
that's it. Yeah, they look like pod racers.
So yes, after the dogfight scene, they went to the planet. What's the significance of the planet? That's
is
where
it
the map
Deneb?
was.
Is it Deneb? I thought it was Deneb, but I could be wrong.
They never explained it. So,
so here's the thing: are they alluding? Because in the Phantom Menace, part of what Qui-Gon tells Anakin is his ability to race in those things, in those valleys, was because he was a Jedi and he could sense things. So are they alluding her being able to like go through the Purgle and find a spot without thinking about it to maybe Jedi ability, or they're just going to make it out that she's a super fighter and can pilot better? Because there's some potential there. Because like if she can,
fighter pilots are Jedi.
Well, let's be honest. By the end of the season, she's going to be able to use the Force. I think that's pretty much what they're teasing. So you're saying Sabine?
Sabine.
Yeah. Okay. So I think obviously they're just teasing that she's going to be able to use the Force, which we all know is going to happen. So it's not going to be surprising at all when it does happen.
Which is fine, you know, because in the books, in Legends, what they say basically is every Jedi is different. Mm-hmm. You know, some are good in this aspect, some are good in this aspect, some are good in this aspect. You know, and at the Jedi Temple, they try to train them more in what they're good at, and so maybe
like
that's
the one Jedi with tentacles on his head who's really good at swimming.
Yeah,
I guess I don't know. And the penis head who's really good at seducing women. So yeah, everyone just has their own.
Womp womp.
What's the guy's name? Penis head?
General Penis Head. You had it right.
Okay.
Star Wars Penis Head. I'm just going to Google this real fast.
And the whale Jedi who's really good at echolocation.
Hey, don't make fun of the Moncals. They're cool.
Oh, yeah.
And I love how we're saying Moncals all the time now. I love Moncals.
Is that what they call them, space whales?
Penis Head is Ki Adi Mundi.
Okay, so yeah, he's really good at seducing women for information, I guess. Like that's just by head. So they get to the forest, and
why not just shoot the forest?
We finally see the star of the show, Ray Stevenson, or the only good thing about the show.
Oh, so even before we get to Ray Stevenson, the apprentice is a Jedi. So who cares if her equipment can't detect where they are?
Electronics, she should just be able to track them.
She should be able to just use the Force and be like, there's two humanoids, you know, in this clearing over here.
So
the shielding of the ship kept her.
Who is this show for? Because the show is too stupid for a hardcore. The show is too poorly written for hardcore Star Wars fans, and it's too poorly written for new Star Wars fans who didn't watch Rebels or Clone Wars. Like, who is this for? Like, you're familiar with Clone Wars?
I
think you hit on the head so many times you forgot the rest of the canon.
I honestly think that Clone Wars and Rebels, I show my kids those shows, and I think this show is trying to grab the kids who are now teenagers, who grew up with it they're now in their late teens, and they haven't experienced the best that cinema has to offer. And so this is really season 5 of Rebels. This is to get them back into the fold. Yep. And you know, so take it
season 5 of Rebels. That would explain why it got canceled.
Yeah, but like,
I think Dave Filoni's just really bitter about it, and he's just like, I'll show them once they.
So you know what? you might be right. Maybe this is just malicious compliance. Maybe they're like, Dave Filoni, give us an Ahsoka show. And he's like, I'll give you an Ahsoka show.
I'll give you an
Matrix 4.
Ahsoka show. Yeah, so the last scene, just Ray Stevens, is very uneventful, very anticlimactic. Just like, yeah, they're in the forest, go find them. The end.
Yeah.
So just, just a sort of a half-assed ending. Well, a quarter-assed ending. I'd say a 1/8 ending. A 1/8-assed ending.
Cut to black.
Cut to black. But I do like the ending theme, and it's not the same dude. The composer's not the same dude who does Boba Fett and Mandalorian. It's a different composer, right? Because that's like Ludwig.
Yeah. I will say this about the show: the composer has been phenomenal.
Yeah,
I love how you get little bits and pieces throughout Star Wars. You hear these notes from like Phantom Menace or from like A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back, or you hear these sounds that are true to like Rebels. Mm-hmm. And so whoever's doing their sound work have been fucking killing it. That's the one good thing about this show. I've loved it.
It is sort of funny how people like bemoan VFX and they want more practical effects, but I think the VFX in this show are much better than the practical effects. Just look at the makeup on the three leads. Yeah, I'd say the music is definitely. I'm glad they
just wait until Thrawn shows up. Just wait until Elon.
Okay, so have you seen pictures yet? Does he now look like? No. He looks like a blue Data from Star Trek.
Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. He does look like a blue Data.
Is that bad, or is that
Yes.
I would say it's bad. Oh, okay. I'd say it's unoriginal.
I don't know how else they would do Thrawn. I mean, at least it'll be practical effects, right? Hopefully no CGI. That would be awful.
Not a blue Data though.
Stronger cheekbones, maybe a different shade of blue.
But so I think the issue is it's the same thing with Syndulla. It's the type of paint that they're using or the type of prosthetics they're using for the face looks really cheap.
It's probably some kind of bullshit actors like, oh, don't give me the good paint because I want to sit in a chair for 12 hours. Like, just go ahead and that spray tan, just go ahead and change the color from orange to blue or orange to green and we'll knock this out in 15 minutes.
Well, I also wonder though, if this is being filmed during COVID, is there like some guild rule where they can only be in the makeup chair for X amount of time because of exposure rules? You know what I mean? And that's why it looks really chintzy.
Yeah.
They're already underpaying actors, so I imagine they're probably making them overstay.
That's debatable. If you have one line, if you're a SAG actor and you have one line on a TV show, you get paid $1,000 a day.
Oh, nice.
So the real problem is that shows have gone from 24 episodes to 8 or 12, right? Yeah. So you're making $180,000 for a season. The only problem is you're only working 2.5-3 months, right? So you're making fantastic money while you're working, but the jobs just aren't there.
But you live in California, so $180,000 is nothing.
Well, the other issue too is
it's not just a job.
It's not just the people who are having lines. It's you have to pay background actors, just kind of stay in the background. That's part of this fight. But another is just the way I learned this. I think the movie is called Killer that's coming out.
Yeah, The Killer, yeah.
In order to have a chance at an Emmy, it has to be released in theaters for released in theaters for X amount of time, right? But if they pull it before another limit, then they don't have to pay the actors a certain rate on, how much money it got, and just they'd be in a higher tier because it's a theatrical release versus a streaming release.
Interesting.
So that's another big problem too.
Well, did you hear about the diversity requirements for Oscars now? Like a third of your cast and background needs.
Oppenheimer's not going to win that one.
Yeah. Friends is out, Seinfeld, all of your.
That's one of those. I get the spirit of the rule, but I think it's a horrible rule because
does that flip for Black Panther? Not to be political, but does a third of Black Panther's cast need to be white now, or for an Oscar nomination? How does this
Black Panther shouldn't have even had that one white guy. He was useless to the plot.
Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. I love Martin Freeman.
I mean, he was good as Watson, but then he started doing everything. The Hobbit was awful.
The Hobbit was awful.
I mean, he was good in The Office.
Oh,
and I liked him in Sherlock, but
That's it.
I think
No,
it's
it's
your
Robbie.
headset. I think it's your headset.
No, that's
again.
not me.
That's me. I'm sorry.
Oh, Matt.
My son was begging for cookies, and I was trying to be inconspicuous about it.
You're like that one guy
Get
at the
some
movie
snack
theater
wells.
who's trying to open up the candy you smuggled in,
Oh.
but it's like the quietest scene in the whole movie.
Am I crazy? But do they never have cookies in movie theaters?
They
Have you gone
have-
to
Yeah.
AMC in Concord?
They used to have Otis Spotmeyer cookies.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
stupid then.
Ooh.
I thought like they only had like M&Ms and other condiment candy, but I never remember cookies.
AMC down here has really stepped it up because I go to a few now, and they have, depending on what day you go, they'll have a bar open even.
Nice.
Yeah, it's called McGuffin's, the one in.
Yeah.
Beep.
So if you guys, just a little pro tip, if you're really feeling like full of pity and self-hatred and you're going to the movies because you hate yourself, go ahead and spend $12 and get one of those personal pepperoni pizzas. They are so effing
The
good.
thin crust.
But
I saw those. They look
whatever.
really
Not,
good.
I don't get the thin crust. You're a kinky kid. I understand that. I do the regular. But like,
Oh, I
if you
know
want
there's
to,
any other
if you want to feel low, like if your girlfriend just broke your heart and you just got to the point where you can go out in public without crying, go ahead, go to a movie. Go ahead and buy a $12 personal pizza, and you will just feel the lowest of your life will be in that movie.
And then
theater.
imagine
That
going to see
personal
Blue
pizza.
Beetle. Add on to that.
Dude, the concessions are so overpriced now. It's crazy.
Oh,
unbelievable.
I went-
Never been the
so-
case.
I went to see the new Indiana Jones film, and it was like a large popcorn, a thing of nachos, and 2 sodas was like $40-something.
Yeah, it's
And
an
one
arm.
I
and
mean,
a
they
leg.
were always high, but damn, that's real high.
Yeah, I don't even want to. I don't think I. That's, I mean, there's
And
no
that's what we
movies
think
I
of
wanna go see.
Ahsoka. That's what we think of Ahsoka. We're talking about movie
Well, I want to talk about the killer more. I like the
Oh,
trailer
dude,
a
one
lot.
thing I wanted to throw in there of something we mentioned earlier. Yeah, I did look back at that scene where you guys were talking when she did that flip on the ship.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They just do like a sideways flip of it.
It's like half a foot, dude. It's embarrassingly
Like,
I just stepped.
Are they gonna blame that on the?
Well,
graphics?
let's-
So can you argue that maybe her boots are mag locked or something, and using
no.
the
Not-
the
I've
pull
seen
of
the-
magnets?
with her.
I've seen
Up
the
in the air.
prequels.
Well,
they can jump 15 feet in the air.
Yeah, the prequels have taught us anything. It's that Jedi's jump and do flips unnecessarily all the time. But yeah, let's talk about The Killer, the new David Fincher movie, because I'm so sick of Ahsoka. Well, Robbie, what did you think of the episode? Because I know you seem to like these shows more than we do. Did you like it? Or were you sort of on the fence? Don't let us.
There's something about it. I'm not. It's not really keeping me
I'm-
into it.
There's something I can't put my
matters.
tentacle on.
I'm not.
But I did like.
First, dear Lord.
So,
What were you saying, Robbie?
But like it, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, like all the similarities with Star Citizen, I guess they got a bunch of ideas from it. Like especially the warp gate and the whales and purgles.
If you're gonna steal for the best.
Heaven
Yeah.
forbid they steal from
And then
their own canon.
Ahsoka's
or
ship
Legends.
too it doesn't, the one in Star Citizen doesn't do like 360 spin like it was
So,
doing in the show, but
I will
What?
argue that Star Citizen steals from Star Wars, but
yeah, I didn't
old
say
Star
I
Citizen?
wasn't
It's
saying
all
Star
cyclical.
Citizen. I didn't say they took it from Star Citizen.
Finally comes around full circle.
Wait, Star Citizen's what? 2012, production started in 2011.
Wait,
when did Rebels start?
What's 2014, right? I don't know. I'm guessing.
Yeah, because I like that ship, like Ahsoka's ship, for example.
2014.
The one in Star Citizen
Nerd.
definitely. came
Uh-huh.
After.
No, I was on Matt's side, but the numbers don't lie.
all right, I will bust out my Star Wars vehicles encyclopedia from the Phantom Menace and see if I can
Do
find
it.
that ship.
Hey, you have my phone number. We'll tweet it out.
Yeah, it
but yeah,
all,
let's-
it all came out before Star Citizen.
Guess-
So before we talk about the killers real fast, I just want to mention Rosario Dawson, 44 years old, right? I'm not saying that she's not a girl boss, but dude, I'm 32 and my back hurts getting out of bed. I usually wake up in the middle of the night almost in tears because my shoulder is just killing me right now. So I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying at 44 years old, are you maybe doing less spins and flips than you would a 20-year-old or a fake CGI
Stunt
green
double.
puppet?
Yeah, I mean, maybe she does a lot of Pilates. Who knows? Maybe that's what you need, Major.
Like I'm
Pilates.
saying, like, is this show too late? Like the last time we saw Ahsoka, like when you fell in love with Ahsoka, she was like a 13-year-old runt. She was so annoying.
You
She was
fell in
Anakin's
love with a
Padawan.
13-year-old?
Oh my god! You got me there. Go ahead and cancel me right now, you son of a bitch. You got me.
So let's talk about the killer now. Did everyone
Yes,
see
the
trailer?
killer.
Yes.
No.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be a short conversation then. Well, Matt saw it, so very interesting. It's based off a French comic book, and it's about like a killer who's, I guess, kills someone and something goes wrong. So
Michael Fassbender, Tilda Swinton.
yeah, I don't think Fassbender's been in a Fincher movie before, if I'm not mistaken. So it's the first time they've worked together, and I like Fassbender a lot. Like from Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, he was great.
The X-Men movies.
Prometheus.
I never saw Prometheus because I just heard it was like
bad.
lukewarm, but I heard he was good in it. I mean, I'm sure he was. But yeah, I think it's cool because he hasn't been in anything since like the last X-Men movie, and I never even saw that because I heard the reviews were all. But I think we were supposed to watch that, weren't we, as a watch party? Dark Phoenix. Matt was trying to get us to do that.
Yep. Because you made me watch. That crap. Speaking of which, just a quick side note: what's up with the Craven? I haven't heard anything about that in like
the
months.
trailer. I think they're going to.
The trailer dropped
because of the strike. I think they're going to postpone it until next year.
Okay, yeah, it's got delayed till October.
But yeah, it looks awful. So,
so the killer.
Yeah, there's probably more than one, but it's focused on one, Michael Fassbender. So, I haven't read the comic at all. All I know is like what I've read from the synopsis. Apparently, I guess he's gonna it's sort of be like Jason Bourne. I'm guessing like his employers are gonna try to kill him.
No, basically he screws up an assassination attempt, and then I don't know if he like tries to flee or something else happens, but basically the employers get involved trying to hunt him down, so he has to hunt the employers, and shenanigans ensue.
So basically, the Bourne movies.
Can I read you the synopsis from Google?
Sure.
Okay.
Solitary,
AI write it?
cold, methodical, and unencumbered by scruples or regrets, a killer waits in the shadows, watching for his next target. Yet, the longer he waits, the more he thinks he's losing his mind, if not his cool. Initial release September 3rd, 2023. That sounds dumb.
Well, it's coming out in November. Well, it's basically just like I would say by the
it's just what's written here. Well, you guys,
Yeah.
That sounded
Yeah.
way
Well,
cooler.
the
I'm just
trailer
like,
doesn't
when
really
people
give too
Google
much
this,
away.
they listen, they Google this, they're gonna be like, are they talking about the same thing? And I'm just telling you right now, like, we're talking about two different movies, but we're not.
Well, once you watch the trailer, it's gonna be very stylistic. It's basically like scenes of the movie. It's like stick to the plan, and it's like they keep repeating like the rules of the assassin, like stick to the plan. You know, don't give in empathy. Stick to the plan. Ask yourself what's for me. Stick to the plan. Always look for an advantage. Stick to the plan. You know, something like that. So it's like, and they just like the action sort of like escalates in the trailer. So it's pretty cool. It's a very interesting trailer. So
and I will say this: if you want a character to be a cold-blooded assassin with no care in the world and a person who will never emote, Michael Fassbender is the perfect casting for this character.
I thought you were saying just put some
Rosario Dawson. I thought you were saying Rosario Dawson.
No, Rosario Dawson would be cool.
Michael Fassbender should have been Ahsoka. You're right.
You know, there's a reason why Michael Fassbender was the android in Prometheus.
Yes, yeah. He was the best part of Prometheus and that other one.
I love Michael Fassbender, but he definitely is the guy that you're like, I need a psycho in my movie. Let's cast Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
When's the last time he's been the good guy?
Magneto? No. Steve Jobs. Right. He was Steve Jobs.
Not a good guy
in that movie.
No, not a good guy.
Was the movie he was in like he was bad? Or it was because the Ashton Kutcher one just like kissed his ass for like 2 hours.
Nice.
But I think the Steve Jobs one that Michael Fassbender was in was it's sort of painted him in a not so good light.
All I want, I find it funny how because this is technically a Netflix movie, but it's going to be released in theaters, and I'm wondering why Netflix agreed to let him do this movie, which would have probably cost more than season 3 of Mindhunters.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Fincher didn't want to do Mindhunter season 3. He said it he says because I love Mindhunters. I really looked into this. So he says
Mindhunter.
Whatever.
You keep pluralizing all these titles.
Yeah, because I grew up on Alien. Aliens is the second one. Mindhunters 2 is season 2. Mindhunter season 2 Electric Boogaloo. Is that better
Plural.
for you?
Yep.
Yeah, David Fincher.
That is a shame.
Like 80 to 90 hours a week on it, and it nearly killed him, if I'm not mistaken.
Who was the star?
Doesn't plan on coming back.
Jonathan Groff. It sucks. Mindhunter got canceled, and he goes on to be in Matrix 4. What a horrible year for him.
I mean, his buddy was in Justice League. He was the guy at the beginning that Batman saved from the creepy flyer. God, the movie so long ago. That might have been Batman versus Superman. One of the two. I can't remember.
So I don't know. Maybe they'll bring Mindhunter back. Maybe the killer will do really well.
That would be fantastic.
That was a great show.
Hey, you know what is coming back? And that's A24. Matt, have you heard about this?
Yeah, what's his name just got signed?
Well, everyone just got signed. A24 signed agreements with the writers and the actors, so they are, at the time of this recording, the only Hollywood production studio greenlit from the unions to go ahead with content. So that's pretty cool. So step up your shit, Hollywood. Yeah, if A24 can
I've seen
so can you.
A single of their movies, because they did Ex Machina, right? And they did Uncut Gems, right?
I can't stress this enough. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is one of the best movies I have ever seen.
Okay.
I stress that, but A24 has a ton of great films.
Did they do the Green Knight, or is that a different company?
Yep, the Green Knight, and I hated that one actually. That movie was so pretentious, but they did Uncut Gems, they did Lady Bird, they did Hereditary, they did Moonlight, they did Midsummer, they did The Witch, they did The Whale. You know, they have a ton. It's all pretentious stuff, so it's all stuff that wouldn't get a regular Hollywood. All this independent.
They're kind of like the new Miramax, it seems.
Yep, exactly.
Without the
I'm thinking
rapist,
of a very different A24. A24, I'm thinking of like an independent horror movie. They do like.
You're thinking of Blumhouse, I think. I think Blumhouse is probably what you're thinking of, because they do all the Insidious movies. I think, right?
So A24 does horror movies as well.
Yeah, but I think Blumhouse is strictly horror, as far as I know, because they did the Get Out, they did Nope, they did all the James Wan movies. I think they're gonna do the new Spawn reboot, maybe.
Ooh, now see, if you were like, we're doing Spawn reboot, I'd be like, you have to give it to A24.
I don't know, it'd probably like make it like too artsy. But
I want to read this out real fast. In 2023, A24 would ultimately become the most awarded studio that year with a total of 9 awards, includes sweeping 7 of the major awards, mostly from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Once again, we're talking about the Oscar-winning movie and not Matt's debut porno. I'm trying to think. The guy who played Short Round, who was in Everything Everywhere All at Once, is going to be in Loki season 2.
Yep, which looks awesome.
Yep. So I mean, that's like probably the one Disney Plus.
The best thing to come out of Indiana Jones. Best thing to come out of Indiana Jones 5 was his resurgence in Hollywood.
Was he in Indiana Jones 5?
Yeah, he was the. No. He was the little kid in Indiana Jones 3.
But did he come back for Indiana Jones 5?
No. But just it was like we're making Indiana Jones 5, and I think like that kind of buzz and hype like helped him get a couple auditions. It's like I don't think it's a coincidence. Like the man hasn't made a movie in 30 years, and then like we're making Indiana Jones 5, and all of a sudden he's got like a ton of acting gigs now.
Yeah. Looking forward to Loki season 2. What else is coming out tomorrow? One Piece.
Oh, are you? No, you're not. That's a lie. Don't lie to our listeners.
Loki season 2? No, I want to see that.
No, One Piece.
One Piece?
One piece of shit. We shall see. Have they released like any reviews for it yet? Because it's coming out tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
No reviews, so that's probably not a good sign.
One review, and it was.
Really? Got a bad review?
Dude, it just looks bad. I mean, the trailer. I don't know.
I mean, have you seen the anime? It's the anime is really weird.
So I think the anime was a bit like I was too old for it when it came out.
Yeah, me too. Well, I mean, it was like 97 when it came out, so it just wasn't on Toonami, so
Yeah.
I just didn't have like an outlet to watch it, and I think I just heard about it over the years, and I was like, oh, pirates, that seems lame. And you like stretches, that's weird. So yeah, I just never got into it. But I mean, it's like the biggest anime in the world, right
The
now. It's the
biggest
longest
or the
running.
longest?
Yeah, it's like one of the
highest selling.
highest selling manga.
It still
like,
outsells every other manga right now. So, and I think he's about to
outsells
wrap.
Spider-Man?
He's about to wrap it up. Oh yeah, every manga outsells American comics, like in America. So like American readers buy more manga than they do like American comics. So yeah, it's
Well,
a pretty
how
big...
long until this becomes the new superhero genre? Like, how superhero genres took over movies the last
anime
15 years?
adaptations?
Yeah, how long until anime? Because the superhero, it's not superhero fatigue. They just can't make a good superhero movie
Well,
anymore.
Dude,
I think
So-
Barbie. Well, since Barbie made $1 billion, apparently Barbie's like the biggest Warner Brothers movie
Yep.
of all time. So
Yep, just beat out Harry Potter.
and it's about
Definitely
to,
something.
That's crazy. Yeah.
it's about to. I think Warner Brothers is about to start the Mattelverse.
So
So
what?
He-Man
wrong-
is on the
what
way.
wrong
Oh.
messages?
It's not just the Mattelverse. You also have the Hasbro verse coming out too.
Well, does Warner Brothers have to own that, or I thought Paramount had
Yeah,
Hasbro?
Hasbro's by itself.
Hasbro is going to be its own thing.
45 projects in the works. Of course, not going to make it to cinema. But if you guys want like a special episode, I thought it'd be fun if we all came up with like 10 pitches for like our Rock'em Sock. If like 10
Rock'em
we take 10 of the
Sock'em.
products. We take 10 of like the movie ideas that they're
Candyland
floating around,
movie?
come up with our pitches for it. Yeah, like Candyland, except it's like fentanyl metaphors.
Yeah, it's a horror.
Barney isn't Barney gonna?
Yeah, Barney's coming back. Yep.
Barney's a horror. It's gonna be a horror.
Which is
movie.
great. Which is great because maybe people will finally understand when I say, "Let's break it down Barney style at practice."
Well,
Because all the kids look at me now like, "Who the fuck's Barney?"
all these characters have become public domain. They're making horror movies out of them, like Winnie the Pooh, the Grinch. I guess Barney. I guess he's public
Well,
domain now.
I will say this: the Winnie the Pooh movie actually sucked. It was horrible.
Yeah.
They were making a horror movie, and they're like, "Hey, we got it's out in the ether now. Let's shoehorn somehow him in." He has
a popular IP, and yeah.
If you take him out of that movie, you still have a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Well-
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Well, that's why there's I'm thinking like Conan's about to become public domain too. So bring on the Conan horror movie. That takes place in
Conan the
takes
Late
place in
Night. Conan O'Brien.
No,
He's
Conan the
come public
Barbarian.
domain. I think Conan O'Brien should become public domain. I think that'd be a lot funnier.
He's still alive, so he might sue. And if you do, then maybe like his children will sue if he dies tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know. So looking forward to The Killer. I'll check out One Piece tomorrow, and maybe it's only like eight episodes, I think. So maybe we can like binge watch over the weekend and talk about it next week or maybe this weekend. Can't be worse than Ahsoka, right? Surely.
No, but it
Surely.
can be longer. It can be longer than Ahsoka. And don't call me Shirley.
Yeah. So that's really all I have. So any predictions for next week?
Yo,
Ooh.
I wanted to ask you, what do you guys think is going to be the wrong takeaway that Warner Brothers takes away from $1 billion with Barbie? Like,
I mean, I think-
studios
well, Barbie
cannot take
2
away the right message. So, what's the wrong message they're going to be taking away from
A
this?
Ken spinoff. What can they do with Barbie? With this, I mean, I
Barbie
haven't seen
2,
the
a
movie.
Barbie prequel. We're going to get a Barbie prequel.
But how do you create a universe around Barbie? I mean, I guess you can do a Ken spinoff.
More Barbie. There's like 100 different Barbie dolls. Maybe this Barbie goes to the doctor's school.
A spin-off in which they make fun of Big Brother or one of those shows where everybody's locked in the house, but they're locked in the Barbie mansion.
Well, I'm really hoping that Warner Brothers just greenlights a He-Man movie because that's Mattel. Mattel also owns He-Man as well as Barbie. So
Well, Kevin Smith would be happy about that.
Kevin
No.
Smith cannot be involved.
Keep
in
Kevin
any shape or
Smith
form.
away. Keep Kevin Smith away from everything.
Hey, I got an idea.
Until he
How about
gets his-
we do a
until he
He-Man
gets his-
show where He-Man's dead?
Yeah. She-Man. Yeah,
So-
until he gets his shit together and pulls his pants back up.
Well, yeah.
And
He,
I don't mean that
after he's-
disrespectfully. I love Kevin
apparently-
Smith.
Apparently, after Seth Rogen introduced him to weed during Zack and Miri Make a Porno, that's when his personality completely changed to a decent but cynical fat rider to just a happy-go-lucky.
Well, I just think
Everything is good.
his life is exactly like everybody else's life. You're very cynical in your 20s, and you're not making it.
Mellow out,
So then you mellow out and you have kids because he has kids, and then all of a sudden everything's all like let's make a better word for my kids. So I don't blame him, but it does kind of suck.
Well,
Like,
he
I try-
that one movie he
broke
just
into the
made.
industry at 23, right? I mean, I think
Yep.
like his origin story of how he became a filmmaker is inspiring because he basically
Yes.
funded that movie himself.
He put it
It's
all
still
on
his
credit
best-
cards. Yeah.
It's still his best movie, like by far.
Awkward.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done what he did with He-Man. He should have at least hired a team of writers. Well, he did. He just hired some really shitty ones. But watch the 2002 series that came out on Cartoon Network. That's fantastic. That's what the He-Man movie should be.
And then really quick, I want to plug one show that I've been watching on HBO that I really, really love. And it's by another
Carnival
filmmaker.
It's so
Filmmaker you've never heard of, and it's a guy that's been doing this project. It's called Telemarketers. It's
How
on
is that?
episode 3.
Yeah.
It is amazing because it is not only him going after these telemarketers, it's him and this friend he makes along the way, and his friend's life is just like crazy, and it's like very personal, and it's just really well done while also
it a
telling
comedy?
this like crazy story. No, it's documentary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
I need to watch.
Yeah.
Watch McMillions or McBillions. I wanted to see that.
McMillions is great.
Although I'm afraid to watch.
Is that the-
McDonald's?
The
That's
scam
the-
with McDonald's, that one's
Yeah,
a great
it's a
one.
scam.
So
Yeah.
good.
It's like watching the founder of like this movie make me really hungry for McDonald's. So you might gain a few pounds from watching it.
No, you'll
Um,
love it because everybody's full-blooded Sicilian, and that's the whole point. Because full-blooded Sicilians are criminals, but we're not
telemarketers?
criminals.
But they just have really good. They're just close
And
to
they're
their
also
family,
telemarketers.
and they want to give each other gifts. And these gifts.
So that's
include-
McMillions. Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
Have
yeah,
a French fry.
You know what else is on HBO? The Flash. And we can do a watch party for that this weekend.
Yeah.
see what we can do.
We're gonna do a watch party, guys. If you want to join along, tweet at us. We'll make sure
You can put it-
out the details in an appropriate time. Mark on
We can do a Zeitgeist Zealot / Poltergeist alliance because you
Watch
can
party?
record it 'cause I
Yeah.
don't want to. Yeah.
You
that's our
wanna-
show.
I'll record it.
That's our show, everyone. Ahsoka episode 4 next week. Maybe
Ahsoka.
One Piece. Maybe telemarketers. So yeah, the possibilities are endless on Zeitgeist Zealots. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's our show. I'm Forrest.
Major.
And I'm Robbie.
That.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Like and subscribe.